In a small seaside town, a young artist is about to see her world crumble. With the gallery where she works closing its doors, Sophia faces an ultimatum: give up her dream or risk everything in a contest that could change her life. But destiny has surprising plans. An unexpected encounter with an old fisherman. Endless nights of work by candlelight. A tempting offer that will test her integrity. And stones. Simple sea stones that hold secrets capable of touching hearts. Prepare yourself for an exciting journey of perseverance, friendship, and discoveries, where each obstacle becomes an opportunity to create something extraordinary. Sophia is about to learn that sometimes, the true treasure isn't at the end of the rainbow, but in the stones that pave the way there. A story that will make you rethink the meaning of success and the power of community. Are you ready to be moved? And before telling this touching story, I want to extend a special invitation to you. Yes, you who are there, about to embark on this inspiring journey with me. If you're looking for stories that touch the heart, that make you reflect, and that bring a little more light to your day, then this is the right place for you. Click now on the subscribe button. It's that little red button right down there. By subscribing, you ensure that you won't miss any of our incredible stories. Plus, you become part of our community, a group of people who, just like you, believe in the power of good stories to transform lives. Oh, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. This way, you'll be the first to know when a new story arrives. And if this story touches your heart, and I'm sure it will, go ahead and leave your like. Each like is like a small applause that motivates us to keep seeking and sharing these special narratives. Your participation is very important to us. Each subscription, each like, each comment helps us reach more people and spread more inspiration around the world. So, what do you say? Shall we go together on this journey of emotions and learnings? Subscribe now, activate the notifications, and get ready to be moved. Now, let's get to our story for today. Believe me, you won't want to miss a single detail. Today, I'm going to tell you an inspiring story that I'm sure will touch your heart. So, get comfortable, grab that warm drink, and let's dive into this narrative full of emotion and lessons. Imagine a small coastal town called Porto dos Sonhos, where the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean blends with the lush green of the mountains. The aroma of sea salt fills the air, mixing with the smell of fresh fish and roasted coffee from the small cafes by the sea. It's in this picturesque setting that we meet Sophia, a 28-year-old artist with wavy brown hair and green eyes full of determination. Sophia had always been fascinated by the art of sculpting. Since childhood, she molded figures in the sand on the beach, to the delight of passing tourists. Now, as an adult, her greatest desire was to create sculptures capable of moving people, of telling stories through three-dimensional forms. Every morning, Sophia walked along the beach before going to work, collecting shells and observing the waves. One day, she whispered to herself, "My sculptures will capture this same beauty and movement." Sophia worked at the Maritime Gallery, a charming local art shop. There, she not only sold works by other artists but also learned about the art market and saved every penny to one day have her own studio. On a sunny Wednesday afternoon, Mr. Oliveira, the gallery owner, called Sophia into his office. His face was tense, the wrinkles deeper than usual. "Sophia, my dear, I have difficult news," he began, his voice trembling. "The gallery, well, will have to close in 3 months. The bills, the taxes, it's becoming impossible to keep the doors open." Sophia's world seemed to crumble. "But Mr. Oliveira, isn't there anything we can do? Maybe a marketing campaign, or—" Mr. Oliveira shook his head sadly. "We've tried everything, Sophia. I'm sorry." That night, Sophia walked along the beach, the waves lapping at her bare feet. Tears mingled with the salty seawater. But as she watched the sunset painting the sky orange and pink, something ignited within her. A fierce determination took over her being. "I won't give up," she said aloud, the seagulls seeming to respond with their cries. "There must be a way." It was then that Sophia remembered the great national sculpture contest. The prize? A scholarship and a workspace for a year at the prestigious School of Marine Arts. This was her chance. In the following days, Sophia dove headfirst into preparations for the contest. Her hands were always covered in clay, her sketches scattered everywhere. But something was still missing in her creations. One morning, while walking on the beach in search of inspiration, Sophia met an elderly gentleman, his gray hair waving in the wind, sitting on a rock, looking out to sea. "Good morning," she greeted timidly. The man turned, a warm smile on his time-worn face. "Good morning, young lady. Do you come here often?" "Every day," Sophia replied. "I'm looking for inspiration for my art." "An artist," the man exclaimed. "You know, the sea is full of inspiration. My name is Marcos. I've been a fisherman for over 50 years. Thus began an unlikely friendship between Sophia and Marcos. Every day, they met on the beach, and Marcos shared fascinating stories about the sea and the stones he found. "Look at this stone," Marcos would say, showing a smooth, bluish rock. It spent years being shaped by the waves. Each groove tells a story. Sophia's eyes sparkled. It's amazing how something so simple can be so full of meaning. Inspired by Marcos's stories, Sophia began incorporating stones into her sculptures, creating unique works that blended the rustic with the refined. But Sophia's journey was far from easy. As the contest deadline approached, the challenges only increased. Her savings were running out, barely enough to buy materials. One night, working by candlelight to save on the electricity bill, Sophia almost gave up. Her hands were sore, her eyes burning with fatigue. "I don't know if I can do this," she murmured to herself. At that moment, she heard a knock on the door. It was Marcos, accompanied by other local fishermen. "Sophia, we brought something for you," Marcos said, smiling. They carried boxes full of unique stones, each with its own story. "But how did you know?" Sophia asked, moved. One of the younger fishermen replied, "Marcos told us about your talent and your struggle. We want to help. These stones are ours, but now they're yours to create something incredible." With tears in her eyes, Sophia hugged each of them. "Thank you, you have no idea how much this means to me." Renewed and inspired, Sophia worked tirelessly on her sculpture for the contest. Each stone had a purpose, each curve told a story. Then, a week before the final deadline, something unexpected happened. A wealthy art collector visited Sophia in her small makeshift studio. "Miss Sophia," he said, adjusting his expensive suit, "I've heard about your talent. I'd like to buy your sculpture. I'm willing to pay a considerable amount." Sophia's heart raced. The amount mentioned would solve all her immediate financial problems. It could help Mr. Oliveira keep the gallery open. I don't know what to say," Sophia stammered. The collector smiled. "Think about it. It's a unique opportunity." That night, Sophia couldn't sleep. Accepting would mean giving up on the contest and possibly her long-term dream. But the money, she could do so much good with it. At dawn, she made her decision. She called the collector. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice firm. "I greatly appreciate your offer, but I can't accept. This sculpture, it's not just mine. It belongs to the community that supported me, to the stories I've learned. I need to see this through to the end." Finally, the big day of judgment arrived. Sophia's heart was pounding as she presented her sculpture, a complex piece that portrayed the journey of life, with each stone representing a challenge or a joy. The judges were silent for a moment, absorbing every detail. "Miss Sophia," one of them finally spoke, "can you tell us more about your inspiration?" Sophia smiled, remembering all the mornings on the beach with Marcos. "Each stone here tells a story. Not just mine, but of an entire community. It's about perseverance, friendship, and finding beauty in the most unexpected places." The judges exchanged impressed looks. After deliberating, they announced the result. First place, with a work that not only demonstrates exceptional technical skill but also deep emotional and community connection, goes to Sophia Marx. The audience erupted in applause. Marcos and the fishermen, who were there to support her, hugged each other emotionally. But the story doesn't end there. Sophia's success inspired the entire town. The Maritime Gallery was reopened as a community space where local artists could exhibit and sell their works. Sophia, now studying at the School of Marine Arts, regularly returned to give workshops and inspire new artists. Marcos and the fisherman became constant presences at the exhibitions, proud to have contributed to Sofia's success. In her first major exhibition after the contest, Sofia presented a new sculpture. It was a representation of a group of fishermen in a boat made entirely of sea stones. "This," she said to the gathered crowd, "is to remind us all that our dreams are not achieved alone. They are built with the stones that others kindly place in our path." This story teaches us so many valuable things. Sofia's perseverance in the face of obstacles, the importance of friendship and community support, honesty and integrity in her choices, the value of hard work, and how we can find inspiration even in the most difficult situations. Remember, sometimes the path to realizing our dreams can be full of stones, but these same stones can become the foundation of our success. So, what did you think of this story? Leave in the comments which part touched you the most, or if you've ever experienced something similar. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next inspiring stories. Until next time, keep dreaming and persevering.